Hey, Homestead family. We're just here this week struggling to get the tall man and the short woman in the frame together. But we're here to give you an update for this week, for our weekly update in the garden. But before we do that, we wanted to show you something that some friends of ours, and a big shout out to Goofketeers.
That's why we're acting goofy.
They are a YouTube channel friend of ours that does live videos at Disney. So be sure and check them out. They're awesome.
Awesome people.
Yeah, so they visited Hawaii. a couple of, I guess a couple of years ago. I don't know, a year or so ago. And got some pineapples shipped from the pineapple plantation that's there. And they grew a pineapple and then gave us a piece for us to grow. And I wanted to show you, we've already put it in. I wanted to do a video of us doing it, but it was just like, it never worked out. But anyway, so let me turn the camera around. And so this is what we have so far. And I know it looks a little brown, but this is the part that they gave us. And if you look right here in the center, that's the new growth that's coming out of the, let me see if I can get on top of it. The new growth that's coming out of what they donated for us. And one thing that we did was we got, from their advice, we got bromeliad soil, or soil that you use for bromeliads, because pineapple is actually in the bromeliad family, and that's what it's growing in. We water it every now and then. I just watered it earlier today. So we're excited about getting a pineapple from it. Stay tuned to us for the next 2 years, because that's how long it takes to grow a pineapple. So, but thanks a lot, Goofketeers. We really appreciate the donation, and we're looking forward to seeing what comes from it. Get out to the garden, I did want to show you, this is our sweet potato start. I actually have, you can see the other two sweet potatoes, nothing's coming from them, but the middle one is doing great. And we're going to add that to the slips that we have on the back porch that we're growing from the jar of water. So we plan to be planting a bed of sweet potatoes soon. Oh, and over here is our, these are cherry tomatoes. So we thought back porch would be the best place for cherry tomatoes, because we could just come out here and grab a few, throw them in a salad, and
or eat them before we go inside.
Yeah. So let's head out to the garden and we'll show you what's been happening this week. Okay, so we're at the garden. A couple of things happening this week. We've done more pruning on the tomatoes, and they're growing like insanely crazy. I think we counted 20 tomatoes.
Yeah,
20 little
small green
little small tomatoes, and then blooms everywhere. So we're excited. We've already had to tie a few of them up, but we're excited about how they're progressing along.
The one thing that we did notice, that if you guys have any suggestions or something, just give us a message. We actually put straw, and it's like the good and the bad. So the good is that when we water it, it really keeps the moisture in. I think it's done a great job of helping the tomatoes grow. Their stalks are big. We'll show you in a minute, and they're really moving up there. The other bad part is because it's straw or hay. I don't know what kind we were getting, but the weeds are just incredible. And the weeds are not growing from the dirt, they're growing from the hay. So it's almost like it's hay that's been cut and it's actually growing out of the hay.
Yeah, somebody did suggest in the last video wood chips, which may be something that we do. But I just spent, the reason I've got this red face is I just spent the last, I don't know, 30 minutes pulling up all the grass out of one bed and then raking the hay away from the onions that we have planted around the tomatoes, because that's one thing we learned is onions grow above the ground. The bulb needs to be above the ground. Only the roots go in the ground. So trying to get some of that hay away from the bulbs so they can get a chance to breathe and grow and get some of the dirt raked away from them. But
yeah, and we're going to try to be a little bit better of showing more videos. We sometimes we just get so excited, we come out and start working in the garden and we just forget about.
We don't plan to work. We walk out here just to look at it. We don't plan to do anything, and then we go, oh look, that needs to do. We need to do that. We need to do that, and then we start doing it.
Well, I walk out here just to be with you, and then you say, hey, let's do this, and I get kind of pulled into doing this work. So
it's all good. It's all good. So let's turn the camera around. Let's show you what's going on so far. Okay, so here's the tomato bed. This tomato bed has beefsteak on this side, and the other side has Roma tomatoes. And this is the bed that I just finished weeding, and then I took all the hay away from around the bottom of the onions and kind of put them, you know, kind of gave them room, and then kind of pushed the hay up underneath the tomato plants. So that's our Romas and our beefsteaks. And then over here, I haven't gotten to this bed yet to weed out, which needs to be done. And you can see the grass growing, taking over everything. But they still look good. We've got lots of blooms on them. And so that'll probably be tomorrow's
so let's show them some
chore.
of our tomatoes.
Yeah, let's.
Like right there.
Yeah, there's a couple of little Romas right there coming.
And then we've got one right here.
And we're really excited about, look at the size of the stalks on these tomatoes. I think the pruning that we've done has really beefed up the stalks. Oh wow, there's
a big one.
There's 4 under there. I missed last time. Let me see if I can show him to you. No, I can't. Why is that so hard for me to do? There they are. 4 under there. And then there's some more right there. So we got a lot going on.
Here's a good view right here. Look at that.
There's some nice size ones. They're coming. They're coming along.
Doing good.
So over here is the Jet Stars. And one thing we noticed, and I don't know if you can see this on camera or not, but the tomatoes in this bed and the tomatoes in this bed, the ones over to the left are a lot darker green than the ones over here, which makes me wonder, is this, here's some of the Jet Stars. Those are 2 good ones right there coming along. But makes me wonder, is it because of the type of tomato plant it is, or is it, did we put more blood meal in that bed?
And we've been talking about that,
bed?
and I think we really proportionately put.
We tried to anyway.
The same amount of blood meal, the same amount of mixture, the same amount of peat. I mean, we put layers of dirt, put black cow, and then we put some dirt on top of it, and we covered it up, and so the layers are the same. We built these, we built that one, and used the same mixture of dirt we did here. It's just ironic that these are a darker, richer green, and we're kind of thinking that maybe it's the variety. I don't know, but it's definitely.
I mean, they look healthy. They still look healthy and good. Like good tomato plants.
Oh, by no means are we complaining. I mean,
it's just odd that one bed is green.
You can look at the stalks and see that you know, they're all healthy. They're
Yeah.
healthy, and the tomatoes that are actually coming here they're really nice looking. Excited, but yeah, just if somebody knows why that is, then let us know. If not, we're
gonna enjoy them anyway.
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so here's the big thing that happened in this bed. Let me turn the camera around. So this bed of cucumbers is doing so well, and if you'll notice, there's a little tendril coming right there. Almost every one of them have tendrils coming now, and we knew we had to get something up fairly quick for them to grab hold of. So we just put up 2 cattle panels, and we debated on whether to use cattle panel or whether to use like chicken wire, because we already had chicken wire on hand. But the problem is we have 3 rows, and had we used chicken wire, because at some point when we're picking, we're going to have to go through, we're going to have to be able to reach through there to pick cucumbers from that middle row. And so we decided to go with the cattle panel so we could, it had holes big enough to reach through. So I've heard a lot about vertical gardening in the past couple of years, and because we're doing raised beds, that's one thing that we're focusing on, is the vertical growing up to get more usage out of our beds. So we actually were talking earlier. So we were actually looking at this, and I told Miss Homestead, I'm like, we got a cattle panel or something on every bed we've got. Every bed has a cattle panel touching it in some sort of way. So we've got these arched ones for the loofahs, and what are these things? Nasturtiums. And then the only one that's not a cattle panel is we have some no-climb wire over there that we used. Can show you. The no-climb wire that we used for the fence. We just had some left over. So and that was the very first one we did, and we did last year. We did purple hulls. So we decided to go ahead, and it worked great. So we decided to go ahead and put purple hulls, and that's probably the next thing we need to show them, because we haven't shown them about that. Yeah, that's new. That's a new bed. Yeah, hold on. We'll take you over there. Okay, so this is the bed of purple hulls that we had last video that we had planted, and they're coming along nicely. They are really getting some leaves on them, and just, you can see everything's coming up nicely. So getting ready for those to grow up this cattle panel. And I ran out of, didn't plant enough purple hulls, but these are the newest ones. We pulled out, if you'll recall, we had English peas in this bed, English peas and leeks, and we pulled those out this week, and we've got purple hulls on one side. And then I ran out of potting soil, so I had to get that. So today we're planting another batch of purple hull seedlings or seeds to transplant out here. So that's our purple hull situation. So we'll have 2 full beds of purple hulls this year. And over here are our squash. And we were a little worried about our squash because, was it last week that we got? Yeah, this is like April in Central Florida. Our cold days, we have maybe, I'm joking, but probably 30 days worth of cold weather. And it has been crazy weather. And it's like we got down in the 40s, low 40s. Which is insane. A week ago. For our area. And we thought we had passed the frost time. Well, we did pass the frost time, but these are just not cold hardy plants. And we planted them, and we thought about putting plastic on them and cover them, but we said, we're just going to see. We've got enough time to replant if we do. So you can tell by the color. Some of them yellow have gotten hit. So like that leaf, that's from the cold that hit them. But if you look at something like this, these got hit, but that right there, they're coming back out doing nicely. Great. And this one here, some new in that one, and so I think they're gonna be okay. They just there's a little bit of damage, but it's not stopped it from,
Yeah.
like this one has some real good, nice little growth coming out right there. So I think we'll be fine. But we were praying and holding our breath. And
the other thing that we were worried about, because we know that they're a hot tolerant plant, is peppers. These are our peppers, our bell peppers. And we've got some here. It's a different variety, but they're smaller.
well, one's banana peppers and one is nadapinos.
Nadapinos. Now these over here are the gypsy bell peppers.
The sweet peppers.
And the green peppers on there, and they're doing great.
Yeah, these are the ones that are pink and red. I mean, not pink, yellow and red and orange. And then these are just green bell peppers. So yeah, they did okay. We were a little worried because they don't like the cold weather at all, but we made it.
Yeah. So we got some things to show you that's up on the porch. So we've got some specialty peppers. Oops, I'm sorry. I'm new at this. I do the work. I don't do the photography stuff. But we have some specialty peppers. I have some habaneros that we've grown from seeds. We have one called the Till. It's a hot pepper. And then my first time doing this, got to wear the gloves for it. I'm going to be planting my Carolina Reapers that we planted from seeds, so they're up. And I've got a little box up there. I'm going to keep them separate. But stay tuned. We're going to get those planted, and then I got to research to find out what kind of recipes. But stay tuned. You're in for a hot summer this year.
The chickens are having a blast because all of the weeds that I pulled from the tomatoes, I brought in 2 5-gallon buckets of hay and grass, and they absolutely love it. So they've been scratching around in the hay and picking the green grass out of the hay. So it all works in this big cycle. Like, we pull the weeds, give it to the chickens make compost for us, we cure the compost, put it back on the garden later, and it all works together. Happy chickens. So these chickens have a treat coming. Watch them when Mr. Homestead gets closer. Watch what they start doing, because this treat is like crack to these chickens. Look at them. Why are they so crazy?
Watch them follow me.
Watch. They will follow him wherever he goes with the bag, because they know what's in the bag. Let's see what happens when he... God, look at him. This is no paid endorsement. We don't get anything for this. I won't even say what kind of treats they are.
Well, I'll tell you what. When you get to be out here in the homestead, this is our fun entertainment. We don't have to go to the movies or get Netflix. We can just watch this. Ready? Go.
They go nuts over these things. Love them. They love them. One more thing we wanted to show you is our potatoes and how well they're coming along. These things are just overflowing out of the buckets. And this one I just added. I don't know if you're following us from week to week, you'll see the difference in what I had in here last week. I believe it was about halfway down last week. We're 3/4 of the way of this bucket now, and we'll soon be finished adding the dirt to that bucket, and they'll be overflowing just like these are. One thing Mr. Homestead noticed is we were told that when they're ready, when the leaves start to turn yellow. So we're starting to notice a little bit of that now. So I'm not sure how much longer it'll be, but we're just patiently waiting, excited about And we'll do a video of dumping these out to show you what we get. We may be excited, we may be disappointed. I don't know. This is our first year doing this in the buckets like this, but we're excited to see what happens.
Well, we appreciate you guys taking a visit with us with our garden. You need to stay tuned. We got some other things happening, spring's happening. A lot of our trees have started to pop out because of spring. We're gonna take you on a trip to show you our new lemon tree that we planted, see how it's doing. Let you take a look.
We counted, I think we have like what, 10 or 11 different fruits growing. Well, trees or vines or something. Fruits growing on the homestead right now that are not actually garden related, but they're extra. So.
Yeah, they're fun. So we've got, I'll name some of them. We've got the lemon tree. I planted a white oak, and it's really blooming. It's doing well. Crabapple tree for the, for deer and stuff. We've got pear tree. We have an apple tree, 2 plum trees, apricot plum trees, and I've got 3 sawtooth oak trees that are actually starting to pop up. And we'll take a ride out there and we'll show you our pine trees that we planted. Some of them are not doing too good. We lost quite a few of them, but some of them are really taking off and they're starting to pop up and starting to grow. So
our banana trees are doing well, elderberry, and then we have the fig tree over here. Everything is doing great. It's exciting to see what we've planted and waited for finally starting to get some growth. And
I think everything
we're just
is
excited to see some fruit.
I think everything has been a success. The only thing that hasn't been, it's our nemesis, is corn. We just can't get the corn. If it's the sandhill cranes or something else, we just can't get the corn to grow. So I don't know.
We have things in mind. We're going to try. We're not giving up on the corn, but
we're close.
Yeah.
We're close.
But anyway,
it's all fun.
It's all good. Yeah. So y'all have a great weekend. And remember, do your best.
And let God do the rest.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.